Good afternoon, everyone, and you're very welcome to the Man United Agenda. I'm Rebel, and I'm joined today by OMONDI to bring you some lunchtime breaking news. How are you doing today, OMONDI?
I'm really good. It's nice to wake up to the sun and some great news. It's all happening, isn't it, at Manchester United?
Absolutely. Obviously, there's a few in the comments already that are waiting with bated breath in this one, and it doesn't end with this even. We have a big game tonight to look forward to. TALKMU is doing a live watch along, and he has been joined by special guests, including the boss man, the gaffer, Solo. So that should be interesting.
I can't believe it. I mean, this game's been built up over the last few weeks because of Arsenal are one of our sort of traditional rivals, but it's even bigger now because of the changes we've had to the club. No more Ollie. We've got more confidence going into the game, and we've got the announcement of Ralf, and we've got the caretaker boss, Carrick, to go and clean up this mess, which is Arsenal, who are above us at the moment, and lock them away into the janitor cupboard for a few weeks, while Ralf takes over and gets back us up to the top four, which is going to happen.
Absolutely. I suppose I will open with the article that has just been posted in The Athletic today. Ralf Rangnick even has work permit granted and interim manager job is now approved. The Athletic revealed last week that United had reached an agreement with Rangnick to become their interim boss, with the club confirming the appointment just this Monday gone. Rangnick has been forced away to start his role, however, as the approval process for a work permit has now been granted. The German will attend the match against Arsenal tonight at Old Trafford, so he will be present in the ground. Michael Carrick will be taking charge of our troops for the final time tonight. As all the paperwork is now being completed, we will hold an in-person press conference with Ralf Rangnick at Old Trafford at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, read the United statement. Rangnick's first match in charge is, of course, against Crystal Palace on Sunday, for which a preview show will be going out tomorrow on the United Agenda. Why has this process taken so long? They have looked at. As part of the post-Brexit regulations, any non-UK citizen who wants to work in England and English football has now to obtain a governing body endorsement. But Rangnick was not granted a work permit by default because he has not worked as a manager for a long time over the last 5 years. Instead, he has primarily worked in various directorship roles for the global group of Red Bull clubs. That meant United had to take Rangnick's application to the FA's appeal body called the Exceptions Panel, which considers the applicant's experience and value to decide whether or not they should be allowed to sign. The process is administered by the FA, who then makes its recommendation directly to the Home Office. The independent three-person panel considered the case and awarded Rangnick a GBE, having found him to be a candidate of the highest caliber. Now, rival fans, highest caliber is what they use to describe him, who is able to contribute significantly to the development of the game at the top level in England. The panel is considered Rangnick's past work as a series of elite European clubs. And the other question that they did come to terms with is, was he forced to isolate under the new COVID-19 guidance? The answer to that, of course, is no, because he was present in the United Kingdom prior to those new rules coming into effect. And then, in regards to his backroom team, United's aim was always to have the interim work with their existing coaching staff. Keeping hold of Carrick, McKenna and Phelan does maintain continuity for at least the time being. Solskjaer's team had kept watch while Rangnick awaits approval, and the German will meet with them all and assess the shape of his support team. It is believed, however, that he is bringing in his own assistant and a video analysis person. So that is the full and up-to-date details surrounding his work permit. And before we go any further, Money, I'm going to come to you on that. What do you think of all this?
There's so much to grab onto there. Really good report there. Thank you, Rebel. First of all, I've got from the Daily Mail, it says issues securing the work permit meant he could not take training this week. And although he will be at the game tonight in the dugout, and Carrick will be taking charge. But to say that he would not take training this week, I think that's a complete nonsense. I think he's been taking training indirectly for the last couple of weeks, you know. And the second point I want to make from your beautiful analysis from the Athletic is that they say that when you obviously work permits, as far as I'm concerned, take a few weeks for any normal human being. But it says here, Rangnick had to continue convince the FA panel of his managerial credentials in order to secure a work permit. And I'm just laughing at that because I think he must have walked in the office, being like, yeah, and what? Spilled it all out. And they were like, okay, Mr. Rangnick, okay, where do we just sign here, please? Because how dare you even question this man's credentials? Do you understand what I'm saying? That must have been the most easiest interview thing that we've ever seen. As you said, you used the words highest and elite to sort of represent what he did in that meeting. You know, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Sign here, give him the work permit because this man is a don, if not the highest, if not the most elite person that we've ever witnessed. You know, I'd like to get a statement from someone on the board who was interviewing on the panel to see what they think, because obviously clearly the words like that they're using is really in shock. And finally, I can't wait. The main event for me is going to be tomorrow, not just tonight. I think we're going to beat Arsenal with ease. I think the main event is going to be tomorrow morning, when I'm off work. I'll be able to tune in. Yep, that's right, credentials. So you'll see tonight about the credentials. Tomorrow morning, we can tune in and we can have an audience with Ralf. And this is what all fans want to see now. I think it's going to be a weekly sort of ticket-only main event. You know, they should make it pay-per-view for all the fans to sort of tune in to listen to his pre-match press conference or any kind of interview, because the journalists are going to be shaking in their boots, a bit like they were with Fergie. Because when you're really convicted in what you're saying, and you know what you're talking about, the journalists are going to have to dig deep and find some real probing questions to really get him on the back foot, which they won't. This man is brilliant. I love him already. I can't wait. Yes, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. Let's go, Man United. Let's bring on Ralf and give him the red carpet treatment. Give him what he wants, because we need this. We need this at the club right now. Don't you think?
Absolutely. I suppose all this just pretty much adds to the air of optimism that is absolutely storming through the halls of Carrington and Old Trafford since we started making these changes. Now, there are other stories in the newspapers today relating to the appointment, and one of which is that Rangnick has been handed a believed £100 million January transfer budget. £100 million. The Manchester United board have faith in Ralf to turn the season round and are ready to hand him £100 million in January, according to reports in the Mirror today. The Mirror have quoted the targets as being Amadou Hadera, who we have done a show about previously, and also Christian Nkeku, who is a right back. Now, does that mean trouble for Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Maybe so. But the big one, the summer blockbuster, the forward that he's targeting, is the most coveted young striker in football at the moment. I'm going to say two names. Erling Haaland. If Ralf Rangnick delivers us Erling Haaland, could you imagine the absolute chemistry of reuniting him with a certain Mr. Jadon Sancho?
And a certain Mr. Roy Keane, yeah? This will be revenge for what you did to my father. Watch and learn. I will be the king now. They'll be calling my name. I will be the legend down here. Mr. Goaler Game. I mean, his record is fantastic. What a player. What an inspiration to all young players. His mentals is off the chart as a player, I think, too. He believes in himself, and that's what really counts. A bit like Rangnick and a bit like all these people who are convicted in what they do. Like you and me. We believe in ourselves. It's why we deliver great content every week, you know, on the show. So I like the idea that we can get a player of that sort of caliber into the club. And because of his connections with Rangnick, as we know, that's going to make it even more tasty for us, you know. He wants to come. I think everyone is touting him right now. Every major club would love to have him. And it would be previously I didn't think it was there for us. But, we are in the market for sort of top players now. And it's only a rumour, like I say. But, I'm really interested to see what happens with them spending, with the money that comes in, and what sort of players we buy. Obviously, you mentioned the right back there. That is a position we need to strengthen, I do believe. Wan-Bissaka, can he deliver the Rangnick style, having that sort of ability? Because the fullbacks are really important in this sort of system. Does he have the ability higher up the pitch to sort of create and be effective? I'm not sure. He's still trying. It's a working process, but it's like he's taking baby steps, and we can't wait around for that. So maybe it's a good idea to get a new right back in. Yeah, I agree.
More on actually that story about the Leipzig defender Nordi Mukiele. He's a French right back and was signed for Leipzig by Rangnick back in 2018 for around £40 million. Rangnick, then Leipzig's sporting director, said they have been tracking one of Europe's top defending stands for over a year, and that Mukiele fits exactly what we're looking for in a player and a person. Since then, the 24-year-old has made 79 Bundesliga starts and made his French debut in September just gone. 90 Minutes says United have identified Mukiele as a target who could not only come in and improve the team strength straight away, but could be a staple for years to come. So this is a guy that Rangnick is very much familiar with, if that is the target that is believed to be in his eye line, and he would fit the pattern of play at right back that he wants to execute. So there would be no bringing him up to speed because he's already in the structure.
Yeah, totally agree. And we heard some negative comments about Luke Shaw in the past. I actually believe that he'd be able to work with him and Tellez as well, because there you've got two great attacking fullbacks, wingbacks, who can do the job, I believe, from what we've studied so far about Rangnick's tactics, to do that job high up the pitch and develop our play, that kind of thing. But yeah, so the right back, I'm going to go and have a closer look at him for the rest of the day and do my research, because to be honest, I don't know everything. Even though they call me the quiz master, I will have to sort of dig a little deeper and find out what he's got on the eye test, But it's great that we're getting all these sort of transfer targets, and they're not, apart from obviously Haaland, they're not all these megastars. They're players that fit like little cogs into the shape and the system that we have, which is really good as a team, because that's what we are, and that's what I think we're going to be. We will, over the next few months, we will see that we will be playing more of a team now, as a team, rather than individuals, which we've been accused of in the past.
Absolutely. And I suppose the final report that I pulled up to discuss today, before I go briefly to tonight's match, because I do see a few Arsenal fans in the building, and I want to give you another opportunity to drop your prediction today for tonight's game. But Marca, the Spanish newspaper, are reporting Haaland and Werner, Timo Werner of Chelsea fame, and Manchester United's top transfer targets. In a new era at Manchester United, they say, with Ralf Rangnick taking over at the dugout on an interim basis, the German and his colleagues are already trying to improve the club's attack. With Erling Haaland and Timo Werner apparently emerging as transfer targets, Rangnick is going to move upstairs at Old Trafford after his time as interim coach. So he's thinking also in the long term, and he wants to add youth and speed to the front line to complement the goal-scoring prowess of Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, they do go on a bit more in regards to that, but I suppose looking at the structure of what is those forward positions that we have, beyond Cristiano Ronaldo, who obviously is turning 37 in the not-too-distant future, there's going to be Eddie Cavani, who's going to be more than likely departing at the end of the season due to his contract being finished and his desire to play at home before he retires. So he will more than likely depart. We obviously have the Martial transfer speculation that he's going to move on in January, having not been able to break or find his way into the first team. So it remains to be seen what his future is going to be. We have Jesse Lingard, who's also another man that his contract is under question. But we have Jesse Lingard today. We have Mason Greenwood. We have Rashford. We have Sancho. But beyond that, then, we have two young players who would be looking to make that step up in, I'd imagine, during next season. Maybe one of them even this season is Amad Diallo and Elanga. Yeah. So looking at that and looking at the structure of the way that he's thinking he needs to improve the team, is Marca kind of a bit off base in terms of the level of players that he's trying to bring in the forward line, considering obviously, as we've discussed previously, there's issues at right back in terms of the system, which they are believed to be addressing in terms of targeting that Leipzig right back. And there's also issues in the centre of midfield, again, which appears that the number one candidate is a Leipzig solution that he's already worked with. Do you think that that this is a kind of a headline ticker, or do you think there's credibility into the Werner speculation along with Haaland?
Well, what we have to look at first of all, this is all speculation. When we look at Werner, he's a key guy for Leipzig. He was playing in a system. He wasn't scoring many goals prior to Rangnick sort of coming along. He was just a good striker. But once he played in that system, he was very effective. He's one of the most touted European strikers out there. But as you found, when he come to Chelsea, it wasn't the same system. So it took him a while. He's making all these misses. He's, all the kind of thing. So it's showing that maybe it's the system that makes the player, not necessarily the player. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he works for the system with all these attributes. It may be intelligence, speed, and understanding of of Ralph's system. That's really important for Werner. And I think for given the opportunity to come again to a side where Ralph is, and he can demonstrate those skills again, he would be loving it, because he scored like 20 plus goals in a German league for Red Bull at the time. And he wasn't a out striker. He was sort of coming in wide and drifting off from the right into the middle and causing loads of problems like that, and assisting as well with goals. Something Chelsea haven't really got the best out of him as yet. But Tuchel, you'd think under Tuchel he should. As regards to the other signings, and you made a really good point there, Rebel, about the amount of strikers that could be leaving in Cavani. Ronaldo's only got a year left, 37 years old. It maybe, I never thought of this before, but maybe it is essential that we do fill those voids, because Martial could be leaving as well, and he's probably not up for it. I just assume he's not up for it based on what we see on the pitch and his body language and everything else. He doesn't seem like he's that sort of guy who could be sparked by Rangnick, and Rangnick could probably say to him, "You're probably not doing what I want you to do." So hopefully we do start looking at strikers as well. It's always we were saying earlier in the season, we're top heavy with strikers, but like you said, when you really scratch the surface there, like you did, Rebel, by this time next year, we could be void of a lot of quality strikers. So maybe we should be thinking about 2 top strikers to come in just to pack out the squad and to add to what we've already got, which is quality.
Absolutely. Now, I am going to give you your moment to shine, but before we do so, can I just say that we are going to be giving away a signed Bruno Fernandes jersey when we reach that ever-closing gap to the 1,000 subscriber. We are pushing very close to this absolute milestone in the history of our channel. So if you have not yet subscribed, make sure that you do smash that subscribe button. Give us a like in the video and tick that notification bell to notify you when we do go live, to bring you the latest Manchester United news, discussions, and all things Red Devil related. But on Monday, there's a big game tonight. And I'm going to put you up on the solo screen if I can, and give you an opportunity to give your prediction.
All right, let's do this. So my prediction for tonight is, I've always felt we would beat Arsenal. Arsenal are a young, talented side. I'm not here to disrespect Arsenal. I think they're a very good side. So Tony, Tony, Silver Fox, and all you Arsenal fans, Armory, TV, I love you guys. Big respect to you guys. But there's a difference here in caliber. We are a bigger club than you. I think now that we've got motivation and we've got a new manager coming in, we want to impress, and it's going to be a spotlight game today. Everyone's waiting for this game. It's talked about everywhere from morning, and you guys are shivering in your boots, and I think the players are too. You're going to be spectators today, wondering what are they going to present to us. Even Arteta's going to be scratching his head, thinking, right, do I go out? Let me just go back. I heard a fan, Arsenal fan, the other day saying, why the hell did Arteta persist with the playing out from the back against Liverpool when we know Liverpool pressed them high and we scored 4-0? And I said, well, it's good to practice, keep that practice going with your system. Continue it. Maybe you need to adapt a little bit to some games, but continue with it. Give them more confidence to do that. And they didn't. They lost 4-0, So I think the same applies today. I don't think Arteta, there's a big question mark. Does he know how Man United are going to come at them? Does he go and study the Rangnick way, or does he go back to studying from weeks ago? Oh, we got Man United coming up under Ollie, and this is how we're going to deal with it. So there's a question mark for Arsenal and Arteta, and that will cause a little bit of indecision about what they expect to see. And before they know it, they could be 2-3-0 down based on the pressing or whatever we provide out there. I actually don't know, but what I do know is that everything is blessed for us at the moment, and we're going to win this game 100%. I will say it with conviction here on the show. I really believe we're going to win this game. It'll be a statement to the Premier League, and we will start doing a tactical analysis now, which is going to be really important to understand, Ralph, about how we won the game and what we did to close down Arsenal and get the goals. And as we saw against Chelsea the other day, that was just the start of it. The break, the pressing, the stability in defence. All these factors will be on show tonight, I believe. So everyone tune in to Amazon Prime, and most of all, tune in to the Man United Agenda for TalkMU's live watch along. And it's going to be really historic, really exciting. And everyone's saying, oh, you're overhyped or everything else. No, I'm just blessed to support Man United and have these top coaches come in, top manager come in, and see. I want to see, as a football lover, I want to see the development, to how you can turn around this group of players and get them playing in a style which will be attractive to the eye and effective. And that's the most important thing. So I reckon to be 1-0 to Man United today. I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope to speak to you guys after the game. I can't hear you.
Big up OMONDI for that. That was an absolutely fantastic battle cry and rendition. I do believe also that we are coming for these Gunners tonight. And to quote Amjal, I think is his name. He's, I believe, he's a new person to the channel. Michael Pulis will get shown up tonight by what we bring to the table. But that is business for tonight. But for now, I have been Rebel. He has been OMONDI Juma, and we'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Man United Agenda today. We'll be back again tonight at, is it 7:30?
I think it's 20 past. It's kickoff at 8:30, so we'll be back about 20 past 8 for the live watch along. Is it whatever? 10 minutes before kickoff, and then we do a post match show as well to talk about the game. And yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It's exciting times. Yeah, so everyone tune in. Thank you,
and a very good night, and we'll see you soon, Silver Fox.